Hello, I'm Oduok, Assistant Digital Preservation Analyst at the Rockefeller Archive Center, and joined by my colleagues, processing archivists Amy Berish and Darren Young. We're here today to talk about the Digital Processing Collaborative, an institutional approach to answering the question, what is born digital processing? The RAC stewards historical records of philanthropy and other efforts to work on behalf of the public good. Starting in 2024, our internal working group, consisting of staff from across the archival program, developed to make broad recommendations about digital processing at the RAC to assist the processing team in developing a standard workflow for born digital material.
Digital records stewarded at the RAC include born digital records, which so far are primarily transfers from foundation donors, legacy digital media, such as CDs or floppy disks, that are encountered during processing of paper collections, and digitized copies of paper records. Over the past few years, different parts of the RAC have implemented decisions and processes to gain physical and intellectual control over these different digital records. Project Electron successfully planned and implemented our capacity to ingest transfers of born digital material. New workflows were implemented to preserve and intellectually describe legacy digital media, and an organized digitization program has increased online open access to digitized materials. The routines for performing these different functions have built knowledge bases amongst our different teams that can be applied beyond specific material type. We need them to answer, what do we do with born digital records after ingest?
As Darren mentioned, the RAC Archives program is structured across several teams. When we bring these teams into conversations about born digital processing from the beginning, we create a shared understanding that strengthens our work. That's the idea behind the Digital Processing Collaborative, is making sure every team has a seat at the table. For instance, our collections management team, who oversees the intake of records, can offer valuable insight into how materials typically arrive at the RAC before they reach the processing stage. Similarly, our Access team, which connects users with our collections, can advise on what descriptive information is most useful to researchers. In our first year, we intentionally focused on learning and knowledge sharing. We knew that building a common foundation was essential so that everybody felt empowered to contribute meaningfully and offer insights aligned with their team's perspectives. We launched the group with a simple question: what do I need to learn to feel like I can contribute to this group? That question led to a list of topics and concerns, many of which we suspected others across the RAC might share. To address this, we developed a shareable resource library with a goal to meet people where they are. It included materials tailored to different levels of understanding, time constraints, and learning styles. If you're curious about how we built this resource library, you can check out the blog post linked on this slide. So now that we've learned more about born digital records, this year we've begun to explore what born digital processing might look like for us. This led us to identify differences and some surprising similarities between processing born digital and paper records. One major distinction was the reliance on different tools. This year we've taken a step back to reacquaint ourselves with the systems we already use, while evaluating new tools and thinking through processes that would better support this work moving forward. One of the most valuable outcomes of our collaborative approach has been a shared responsibility in decision-making. Even team members not directly involved in processing have had a voice, which has led to a more holistic strategy, one that considers the needs and workflows of other teams from the beginning rather than addressing our impact later on. We've also seen the benefits of building off the work of the previous cohort. This year, we used the resource library created by the first cohort of the DPC as a starting point. It gave newcomers and colleagues from other program areas a safe space to learn about unfamiliar terms and concepts without pressure to speak up before they felt ready. And finally, because our group includes members from across RAC's program areas, participants have been able to bring DPC updates and insights back to their own teams. This has helped extend the reach of our work and foster a broader culture of shared learning across teams. Thank you for listening. Please feel free to reach out to any of us with questions.